stay here. I'll go ahead.
Sorry. That was my horrible attempt at the Wonder Woman theme song. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Big Daddy D's Super Movie Reviews. Yes, sir. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what we've all been waiting for, especially as superhero fans. Finally, the Wonder Woman review. It's finally out. The movie, decades in the making. Well, I'm going to give you my expertise review. Not that I'm an expert, but I'm still going to give you my review because I like to think of myself as a huge comic book fan, especially comic movie fan. And deep down in my heart, I am DC. More than Marvel, of course. I mean, all you have to do is look at my tattoos, and they're mostly just DC tattoos and stuff. But this is an exciting review for you folks that I'm going to give to you today. Couple things before we start this review. We're going to have a new rating system from now on for movie reviews and wrestling reviews or whatever reviews I do. From now on, we used to do the old A+, B+ bull crap. That's too generic. So we're gonna switch that around. We're gonna do it a little easier. We're gonna do star reviews. So, for example, if I give this movie an excellent review, like one of the best reviews I can, I would obviously give this a 5-star review. Ding! Now, obviously, if this was a bad film, one of the worst films I've ever seen, I'd probably give it a half-a-star review. Unless this is truly one of the worst movies I've ever seen, then I might not even give it any stars. So that's how the rating system's going to go from now on SuperVet69's channel, on Big Daddy D's WrestleTude reviews, on Big Daddy D's Super Movie Reviews, on Retro Reviews. From now on, we're doing the star rating system. Alright, so let's get things started. Here we go. Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot. Now, before we start this review, let me just say, I am one of those people, back in 2014, I want to say, man, no, late 2013, when I first heard that Gal Gadot was going to be Wonder Woman, and I thought to myself, what? Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? Have you lost your minds? Because in my eyes, and in many people's eyes, she was way too thin. Not buxom enough, if you know what I mean. And I just didn't think she had the acting chops. But once again, I was proved wrong, just like I was about Heath Ledger's Joker, just like I was about Ben Affleck's Batman. Gal Gadot, when she showed up as Wonder Woman in Batman vs. Superman, I gotta be honest, that was the best part of Batman vs. Superman. And this film, I'm happy to say, she totally wins the audience over. She won my heart, that's for sure. Now, before we get into this review, let me just say that Wonder Woman is part of that holy trinity, if you will. You've got Superman, you got Batman, and you got Wonder Woman. They're, they are DC's three biggest heroes they got, okay? And of course, we had Superman kicking butt in the movies since 1978. We had Batman since 1989. Finally, 2017, we get our first Wonder Woman feature film. And was it worth the wait? I'm going to tell you at the end of this if it was worth the wait. So let's get things started, shall we? I went in not knowing what to think, thinking, okay, the trailers looked okay. They looked pretty good. I was getting a little bit of a Captain America feel out of them, with the whole World War thing going on, even though he was World War II and Wonder Woman's World War I. But, you know, they didn't show too much, which I was happy about. So I didn't go in there seeing everything, just like they did with Batman vs. Superman. You pretty much saw the whole movie in the trailers. Well, not with this gem. I was captivated from the beginning on. Now, let me say this. This is a origin story, which I love. I love origin stories. I love it when they show you where these heroes began, how they got to where they're at, how they became that hero that the world knows. And you get that with this film. Now, Gal Gadot, she kicks it out of the park. This is just an unbelievable portrayal by her. This origin story, and I'm going to be honest with you, completely honest, because I try to be as brutally honest as I can with you. You know, I'm a DC fanatic, but if the movie's going to suck, I'm going to tell you guys the truth because I want to be honest with you guys. I want to save you money. If this is a bad movie, don't go see it. And that's why I like to tell you people the truth. Batman vs. Superman, in my eyes, well, obviously it was a must-watch as a DC fan. Unfortunately, it was terrible, with the exception of Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck's scenes. The film was pretty bad, and that hurts me to say, being a Superman and Batman fanatic. They're my two favorite superheroes. They're neck and neck with each other. I've said this time and time again. I couldn't pick one over the other. They both represent myself, the good and the bad side, the light and the dark. But the point is, that movie it was the movie that all us Batman vs. Superman, all us DC, all us comic book fans, hell, all the people that aren't true comic book fanatics, even just casual viewers, were waiting for Batman vs. Superman. And it didn't pay off. You gave us 5 minutes of them fighting for a stupid reason. Listen, I'll get into that another day. We're here for Wonder Woman. This is about the lady. This is about the hero Wonder Woman. My point is, unlike that film, this film gives you what it promises, and that is huge. DC looked for a while before this film came out that it was looking like it's gonna die. You know, every movie was bombing. You know, Man of Steel did okay. It's a pretty good film. You know, box office wise, critics wise, Batman vs. Superman was a disaster. We all can agree on that. It was a disaster. Now, it made a lot of money at the box office, but compared to what it could have made, it was a disaster. Same goes for the you know, forget the critics, but just the fan service. It just wasn't there. Suicide Squad, good film, very good film, but still not that blockbuster DC needed. So far, this DC universe, film universe, is off to a. It's on one leg now. But I'm happy to say that this film changes that. Thank God. All right, so like I said, this is the origin story, and this origin story harkens back, I'm happy to say, to one of my favorite films of all times. Not just superhero, but it's probably my third favorite superhero film. And that is the 1978 classic Superman with Christopher Reeve, the origin story. It harkens back to that. And for a film to do that, that's huge, especially for me. I was captivated. You know, you start off with it. And I just want to say, I'm not going to give any big spoil. I will give spoilers later on. And when I do give those spoilers, fans, if you haven't seen the film, please turn off this review. Once you're going to see in the corner, it's going to say spoiler. When it says spoiler, that means to turn off the review if you haven't seen the film. Now, when you see the film, please come back. Please watch the spoiler review, my part of the spoiler of the film, and comment, like, subscribe, as always. But for the people that have seen the film and, you know, continue to watch, I just don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen the film. But the spoiler, like I said, the spoilers, when I do any spoilers, they'll be up here. It'll say spoiler right here. That's when you know not to listen. Okay. The point is, like I said, this origin story harkens back to 1978 Superman. You start off with her as a kid, all right? And it follows on her as a teenager, and it follows her on until she becomes Wonder Woman, okay? The Wonder Woman that we know, the hero, okay? And it was just, it's a very special moment, okay? How she becomes Wonder Woman, you know. I also want to say this also harkens back to 2005's Batman Begins. That's another great origin story. I think Batman Begins is a film that is very underrated. Number one reason why I say that is because a lot of people, they don't understand this is the first film for Batman. This is him becoming Batman. And they're all angry because, oh, it doesn't have one of the huge villains. And that's usually the gripe with this film. Oh, it's got a scarecrow, a weak scarecrow, and, you know, it's got Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. You know, where's the big threat? But you don't understand. This film is not... Usually when it comes to these villains, these big villains like the Joker, of course, and, you know, Bane, Riddler, you know, the Deathstroke, hopefully one day. You know, the big villains, you know, Two-Face, Penguin. Those films, you're usually more interested in those villains, okay, and their portrayals than you really are in Batman, because you know Batman already usually. So that's what I liked about Batman Begins, is it gave you some known villains, like it gave you Scarecrow, and it did give you Ra's al Ghul, but Batman overshadowed them, of course, which is the way it should have been, because it's his first film. And I loved how they did the origin story there. That was awesome. Now, this film harkens back to that, okay? And I was very happy, because when I first heard about Wonder Woman, there were rumors that it wasn't going to be an origin story and it was just going to be her already, you know, just being Wonder Woman. And I don't like that. I like to see where they came from. I like that. I like the journey to becoming that hero. Because in my eyes, the journey to being that hero is just as special and just as important to, you know, as when that hero has to fight the villain and is in their ultimate, you know, hero form. It's just as important to find out how they got there. What was the journey? How, you know, it's an exciting journey to see that, to see them mature into that hero that we all know and love, okay? And that's what this film does. Gal Gadot, wow, she blew me away. Just more than anything, yeah, she is a badass Wonder Woman. Now, I don't know if many of you fans know this, but she is a legitimate badass. She was in the Israeli army for 3 years in combat fighting. She trained combat soldiers. She is a legitimate badass. So it's very believable when you see her do a lot of these moves. Now, sure, they've got your stunt men, your stunt women, but a lot of these moves she does herself, and it's very believable. Now, more so than that, what I love about Gal Gadot's portrayal of Wonder Woman is her humanity in this role. It harkens back, again, I want to say that word, harkens, brings you back to the humanity that Christopher Reeve brought to his Clark Kent, his Superman, which I believe was the most important aspect of his Superman, was his human side, his goodness, if you will, his love for children, animals, all that, and his goofiness. You can't beat Christopher Reeve's goofiness. His Clark Kent will never be beaten. Sorry, Henry Cavill, I like you. You're an okay Superman, but your Clark Kent sucks, and I hope it changes. But even if it does change for the better, you're not going to come close to Christopher Reeve. It just won't happen. Well, my point is, that's what this brought back for me with Gal Gadot's portrayal. just the goodness in her, the innocence when she first meets, when she first meets Chris Pine's character, and she's like, "You're a man." The eyes light up, like it just seems so real. You don't think she's acting. And when later on, when she sees a baby, she gets all excited, a baby, and she wants to, cuddle with the baby and hold the baby. And I mean, it's scenes like that, comedy scenes, like when she's dressing up and trying on different clothes, in England, and she's got the dress on, and she's walking out with a sword and her shield while she has this fancy dress on. Another one is when she, it's not really a spoiler. This is, stuff you can see in the trailer. When she tries an ice cream for the first time, and she says to the ice cream vendor, "You must be so proud." I mean, it's stuff like that just, you can't really teach that. She really brings that humanity to that character. And just the look she gives, the smiles, and it feels, you really emotionally invested in this character. And it's been a long time since a comic book movie could get me emotionally invested in that character. Last one that has done that was, I would believe it was Dark Knight Rises, of course, and that was Christian Bale's portrayal of Batman, because when Bane breaks his back, which was an epic scene, even though I wanted to see it, it was still sad as hell. But the thing that I invested so much in is because, let me bring it back. In The Dark Knight, of course, the Joker stole that whole thing. Heath Ledger stole that thing. And you were rooting for the Joker. You were rooting for Heath Ledger. But in this one, Christian Bale made you root for him again, because Gotham was being destroyed, and you're rooting for him to get himself fixed, get back up there, and then when that music hits, the Rise music, and he kicks Bane's ass, you feel good, you're invested in him again. And that was the last time I was truly invested in a character. I'll be honest, I'm a Superman fanatic as well. Henry Cavill is great as Superman in Man of Steel, but the investing wasn't what it was for Christian Bale's Batman. And since that, Gal Gadot has got me invested in her. And I'm sure many of you are invested in her as well. I truly believe now, after this appearance, that she is going to be, and always will be, the quintessential Wonder Woman. Just like Christopher Reeve will always be the true Superman and Clark Kent. Just like in my eyes, okay? You may not agree with this, but you got to remember, I'm an 80s child, okay? And sure, Ben Affleck's Batman is awesome. It may be one of the greatest portrayals. But in my eyes, the true Batman will always be Michael Keaton, okay? You got to remember, I grew up with him, but he's our first true Batman, film Batman, and the darkness he brought to it, the brooding nature of it. Deep down, before, it's always been a toss-up, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck. But as time has gone by and I've thought about it, you just can't beat Michael Keaton in my eyes. He just was a great Batman and a great Bruce Wayne, even though he was very brooding. He may not be the most accurate Bruce Wayne. That is most likely going to go to Ben Affleck, which I love as Batman. Don't get me wrong. I love Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't want to see anybody else as Batman right now. But my point is, that is what Wonder Woman is going to be to this generation, to, I think, even to me. I watched Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. She was okay in that 70s stuff, but I never was truly invested in that. I'm invested in Gal Gadot. I don't want to see any other woman as Wonder Woman. I want to just see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She's lovely. I would love to see 4 more sequels with her, at least. I'm excited for Justice League because of Gal Gadot more than anything, and Ben Affleck being back. Now, as crazy as it is, I really, I gotta be honest, I tried to wrap my head around things and tried to find an issue with this film. Because I like to be honest with you, I couldn't really find one. and that's a rare thing for me, because I always usually try to find, I usually find something wrong. Now, okay, now we're gonna go to the spoiler part of this review. So spoilers, all right. Anybody who hasn't seen it, turn this off, come back later, watch the film first, because you don't want to miss this. Now we're in the spoilers. The one issue, and it's not really an issue, but many can argue, or at least I can, there was something that was very predictable to me. And that was the villain of this film, Ares. It was too predictable to me that it was the German officer guy, the guy who plays Poseidon in the Clash of the Clash of the Titans. Clash of Champions, I'm thinking WCW now. Yeah, I knew it wasn't him. I just knew it because it was too obvious. Usually, okay, in films like these, the main villain usually ends up being one of the nicest guys there, or the least guy you suspect. But to me, it's the number one guy I suspect. And who was that? Yeah, that's right. It was the one guy with the mustache, the English guy, who ended up being Ares in the end. I knew it was him. My girl Boo Boo came to me in the theater, and she's like, "Oh, it's the German guy." I'm like, "No, it's not. Too predictable. It's not him. He's working for Ares." That's what I told her. Then I saw the English guy with the mustache, the Colonel or whatever his name is. I said, "That's him." She's like, "You're crazy. Watch." It ended up being him. That's right. So, but it's not really a problem. I don't know. I guess I'm not easily tricked. So it's not really an issue to most people. But anyways, it's okay. It was an epic battle between her and Ares. Especially when he turned into Ares form and he used the powers of Zeus that he killed Zeus, and he got that lightning powers, and she took it and killed him with that, with her, what do they call those Wonder Woman guards? I don't know what they call them, bracelets. But that was pretty awesome. That was a pretty awesome moment. There was some sad stuff in this film, like the ones that you may have seen, like Steve. He ends up sacrificing himself to save the world, and I think, but it's very important that that happened because it showed Wonder Woman that even humans that are flawed, which we are. Okay, we are very flawed. Deep inside, there's a hero in us all. And he proved that. And then it proved to her that, we're worth saving. We're worth fighting for. So it's very important it happened. It was very sad. Get me wrong. Chris Pine was awesome in this role. It felt very Indiana Jones-ish, kind of. That's how I kind of felt about Chris Pine's portrayal as Steve, and but he did an awesome job. I thought it was great. He had a lot of funny parts. Now, Wonder Woman was, like I said, Gal Gadot stole the show. The guy who plays Ares did really good as well. Okay, he wasn't an imbecile or something like that. He was very smart, like he should be, Ares, and a very thespian. They got a thespian actor to play Ares, which I enjoyed. I forgot the name of that actor, but he's very good. He's been in Harry Potter and some other films. He was in the remake of The Omen. Anyways, it was a very, good climax to that. Also, I like how they're teasing the whole Bruce Wayne, Diana Prince love dynamic going on there. Got a little thing going on there, this is yours, I found the picture, and she thanked him and all thing. So obviously I believe there's definitely going to be a love connection thing going on, possibly in Justice League. We'll see where that goes. Do I think it's going to be a triangle between her, Superman, and Bruce? No, not at all. I don't think not in this universe, because Henry Cavill Superman is obsessed with Lois, which is great. That's how it should be. But yeah, so we'll see where that goes. But I definitely think I like it. that the whole Bruce Wonder Woman thing, this love thing's going on between the two. I enjoy it. I enjoy that aspect. Now, I want to say something. Going back to the whole Superman, how I said this is, harkens back to the 78 Superman. There's one scene in there that is nearly a mirror of each other. And I'm talking about the scene where where Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, they are held at gunpoint in the alley. Very reminiscent to another scene from 1978 Superman the movie, where Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder are held up at gunpoint in the alley. And if you see, let's do a side-to-side comparison here. Okay, why don't you watch this for a second? Okay. So if you watch, now they're not exactly mirror, images of each other, but they're extremely close. Now it's a little bit of a different thing. The guys are trying to get Steve Trevor, but with the Lois and Clark aspect, they're just being robbed. But it's kind of the same thing happens there, where in Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot saves Steve Trevor, and in Superman, Christopher Reeve saves Lois Lane. If you see that. Now, I enjoyed that. That was awesome. So for true old school fans like myself, that was spectacular. I saw it right away. I saw the familiarities between those, the parallels, and I come to find out when I got home, I looked at it, I'm like, Patty Jenkins, the director, is a huge fan of the original Superman the movie, so she did it on purpose, obviously, and that's awesome. Let me say, Patty Jenkins, good job. I love what you did. Now, it's been a long time since I walked out of the theater with a smile on my face, actually, grinning, because I was so happy from this film. And I'm happy to say it happened with Wonder Woman. I walked out of there happy as hell. Ready for Justice League. Ready to see where the DC universe goes from here. And, we will see. But it's looking better. That's all I'll say. And the reviews are stellar. It's got a certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So there you go. Rotten Tomatoes even has to praise it. And we know how mean and strict they've been against DC Universe movies as of late. Not in this one. Also, this film has broken records. Opening weekend. Over $100 million. And it's still going strong. It's not stopping. It's broken the record. This is the biggest opening, okay, for a woman director's movie, all right? No one has made more money in opening weekend than Patty in Wonder Woman, this film she made, okay? That's awesome. Also, this movie, opening weekend, has already made more money than the total combined time Green Lantern was out around the world. It's already made more money than that, okay? And it's opening weekend. This film is a 100% success. This film definitely needs a sequel, and apparently it's been greenlit. There will be a sequel, and according to Patty, who will return as the director, thank God, it's going to be more contemporary, and it's going to take place in America. So who's going to be the villain? What are we talking about here? I'm excited about those aspects to find out. We'll see. We'll see, what ends up happening. Can Ares return somehow? He is a god. Just saying. Well, we'll see. I mean, there's some other, Wonder Woman villains, not many well-known ones, okay? Ares is the most well-known. Ares is her big bad. But we'll see. There's other ones. It's time to grade this thing. It is time to grade this film. And this is simple for me. 5-star review. That's right, this thing gets 5 stars. You could call this certified fresh from Big Daddy D. That's how I feel about this film. It is fantastic. Please go see it. I don't want to hear any excuses, especially if you're a girl. Superhero movie, I want to go see Baywatch because The Rock's in it and he doesn't have a shirt on. Screw that shit. You can watch The Rock anytime you want, all right? Rock's cool. I love The Rock. But, dude, you don't want to miss this film, all right? Please go see Wonder Woman. I'm telling you, it's great. It's not just a popcorn flick. It is a movie for a generation. Not just female, for males too. I was rooting for Wonder Woman, and I've never had that. I'll be honest, and I'm not a chauvinist. I've never seen a film, all right, where the woman is the protagonist, okay, and she's kicking butt and everything. I'm never really, I'm like, okay, this is cool, good for her. But I'm never like rooting for her, like, yes, this is awesome. I'm feeling like I'm with her. I feel that with Wonder Woman. I feel that with Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot, it's too bad that comic book movies don't get put in the Oscar race, with the exception of Heath Ledger, which he definitely deserved, because whether it was Joker, whether it was a Batman movie, that was the best portrayal that I have ever seen out of a character, all right? And it doesn't matter who it was, if Joker was a comic book character or not, his portrayal was unbelievable. And I feel Gal Gadot's human nature, her humanity in this role, should give her the Best Actress, award, or at least nomination, because she did awesome. She won my heart. Of course, I find her very attractive, but more than that, I find her just so refreshing, and I actually have a crush on her. Like, I feel like I have a boyhood crush on her again, And it's not necessarily a sexual thing. It's just that, like, wow, what a woman, That's a woman you strive for. You know what I mean? Like, when you see that woman smile, you got a life, okay? It makes you happy, and you'll do anything to see that smile. Now, I get that feeling out of my fiance, even though I don't want to sound all mushy here, but I get that feeling out of her every time I see her smile. It makes takes my breath away and makes me a happy man. But what's crazy about this is this is a movie character, and for them to be able to give you that same almost feeling, it says a lot about that portrayal of that character. So yeah, 5 stars for this film easily. This, and I will truly tell you the truth, is the best DC movie since The Dark Knight in 2008. That's the honest opinion. That's the honest truth, too. I can't wait to see where this goes from here. Okay? But, yeah, what do you guys think? Comment, like, subscribe. I want to know what you guys think. I'm so glad you could join me for this review, okay? This super movie review. And like I said, I just want to take a minute or a second to thank all you fans, all you 2,400 subscribers now, going strong. Let's get up there. Let's see if we can hit 3,000 in the next 3 weeks. I would love to see that. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the views. I appreciate everything. YouTube is a huge business where there's, I think it's like 100,000 different videos an hour, they said, or something like that. The chances of anybody really making it big in this thing are very slim. But that's not what it is for me. This isn't about that for me, and that's something that's different from everybody else. I'm doing this for fun because I want to share my opinion with you folks, and I want you to share yours with mine, because we are fans, most importantly, and I want to know what you guys think, and it's very important to me, that you enjoy my content, and that I can, give you guys a truthful, answer, or a truthful opinion on things, whether it be, movie reviews, wrestling reviews, sporting reviews, whatever, video game reviews. But yeah, listen, I don't want to keep rambling on. I do want to say this, though. In the weeks to come, look for a collaboration with a YouTuber okay, named Fizzy Pops. I don't know if you ever heard of him. See him right here. He does some of the funniest wrestling drive-through reviews or drive-through pranks you've ever seen as wrestlers. Trying to collab with him. We got some other things coming up. But listen, I don't want to talk about stuff right now like that, but let's talk about here and now. I thank you so much for all your support. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to SuperVet69. I am your truthful reviewer. And at the end of the day, you and me, we are all one. We are all fans. And that's what makes us all family. So with that said, I thank you so very much. And until next time, I'll see you at the reviews. God bless, guys.